Hello Pisces, my name is Nigel and you have found Alchemy. Welcome to your August 2024 reading. Okay, lots here. Let's get started. Let's start with this. Well, let's actually start with this. I'm not going to lift this up. It's pretty large. As you can see, it is the Three of Pentacles. It's overshadowing your whole month. Three of Pentacles can mean many things. It really depends on the rest of the reading, but it is a sort of, you're a step away from completion here, right? Of something, a goal. It involves a group effort on some level. This could be you and your loved one. This could be you and somebody at work. This could be you and a financial advisor. I mean, it's different for all people. In career, it could be, pooling your experience with others to accomplish something, right? And with money, it could be working with someone or learning more about handling your own finances, even if you want to do that alone, right? In love, it's just like I said, it could be working with your lover towards a common goal. Here you have the reddening. And I did lift this up because these cards are so annoying to pick up if I don't pick them up right away. You do have the reddening here, and it could be the number 15 or 6 is somehow relevant to you. But this is a life force card. It's Kundalini energy, right? It's an expression or like sort of working. It's what has been dormant before now, right? It's been activated. It's been awakened. This is like, it could represent the heart, or at least, or getting to the heart of a matter. So if this isn't about a relationship, a love relationship, this is getting to the, to the meat of what is going on. You may feel, or at least you may have felt up until now, that luck was sort of eluding you, right? You may feel trapped in some way, or you may have felt trapped in the past. This could be a work situation. It could be a love situation. Honestly, it could be yourself, right? Sometimes we are our own worst enemies. Our inner voice doesn't do us any favors at times. You do have here the card of Aquarius as your astrology card, right? So here on August 19th, we do have a full moon in Aquarius, and it's a great day for connecting with others. On August 29th, we have Venus in Libra trine Pluto in Aquarius. And on this day, we have intense attractions that are possible. The only advice here is not to lose your head. Let's go with this. You do have ride the wave. And as you can see, this came in sideways, right? So the ride the wave card, when it's sideways anyway, it's like a waffling between believing fully that you are on the right path and perhaps not believing that, waffling in between those two feelings, or, being raring to go and being lax at times, sort of waffling between two things. My advice, Spirit's advice, is to turn that card right side up and ride that wave. You do have here forget-me-not. Well, it actually says, forget him or her, right? If you are experiencing pain, it's time to empty that cup of grief and allow your cup to be filled with new energies. But as you can plainly see, this is coming in reverse. So it could mean one of two things. It could mean that there is someone in your life that you honestly shouldn't be forgetting about. Perhaps somebody hurt you, and you may want to rethink this situation. Or honestly, for many of you, this may mean that you are finding it extremely hard to forget someone, whether that person is good for you or not. You may be finding it very difficult. And when it's right next to this card, I kind of go with that for most of you, because it says letting go. And if you notice, it is in reverse, right? Along with the forget card. Now, as far as love, you have challenges, and this card came in sideways. And when my cards come in sideways, it is a choice that you have to make, right? It says make a decision, work on inner healing. I do think that whoever is reading this does have to work on their inner healing. Not that everything is your fault, Pisces. I am a Pisces stellium, so I understand the inner workings, that sometimes we can have unhealed wounds that we don't tend to correctly, or perhaps that something that happened when we were very young where other people didn't tend to us correctly, so we are carrying certain burdens within us from that time. Let's look at these goddesses, or archetypes actually. You have, let's start with this. Where are we? So we have Persephone, right? Beautiful card, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. She is the Greek goddess of spring. She's also known as the queen of the underworld. She's caught between two worlds, right? She's caught between the spring and the underworld, the darkness and the light. And that sort of goes with what we've been saying. Being caught between two worlds, two ideas, two feelings, right? A balance between mind and heart is really important, between intuition and logic. When you're caught between two worlds like this with this archetype, it very well could be an underlying issue that you have here, Pisces, that you're caught between healing and not healing. But let's continue. Here you have, I always pronounce her name wrong. I believe it's Ixacako. I'm going to have to get that right. It's some Ixacako. I'm almost positive that's correct. Okay. She is known as the chocolate goddess of the Mayan culture. Her primary role was to assist in the nourishment of crops. And when she comes up in a reading, self-care is needed. And I like how all this is sort of blending together. So there is some self-care needed. You also have the sea witch. And I like that for you because it does remind me so much of a Pisces, doesn't it? The sea witch is innocent, right? Full of wonder, definitely water element. And she reminds us that all things are possible. You do have money manager. Well, that's interesting. So there is, perhaps you're not managing your money correctly. Maybe that's what you're collaborating with. Maybe you're collaborating with your better half. I mean, I do think for some reason I'm really getting the feeling that it's going to be different for all of you. But you're having problems with money. Now, these problems with money could be huge, or they could be small, or they just simply could be worries that you have in regards to your finances. This is in reverse. And this card, this particular card, it indicates a giant leap forward. It's all positive. Expect a happy outcome. And this is in reverse. So this would be a light warning, or at least just an I see you as in regards to finances. So a lot of this may have to do with finances for some of you, and a lot of this is a mixed bag of nuts for sure. Let's get to the tarot. We will clarify all of this, and then we will move into next month, at least the beginning of next month, to really get a grip on what's going on. Let's just do it this way. So you do have the Empress in reverse starting out your month. That sort of makes sense here. For sure. You may feel, so in regards to love, you may be feeling clingy, or you may be dealing with someone who is, but when it comes to your finances, you may be feeling insecure around your finances, for sure. We just talked about that. Insecurity around finances. There is a misinterpretation here on the table with the moon, and the moon could be fear, could be illusion, uncertainty, right? So there is a sort of pattern forming here. You're uncertain, insecure. For many of you, this is about money. And you do have, of course, the Ten of Wands. All this energy gives birth to the Ten of Wands, which is stress. The only good thing I can tell you about the Ten of Wands is that it's a 10 card, and it is a card of completing a cycle. So if you are feeling stress, the stress will be temporary, okay? You have here in mid-month, you have the Two of Swords. And, you know, the Two of Swords could be a difficult choice, a crossroads, or not wishing to see something. You may be willfully blind in a certain situation here. Now, what I like about this here, Pisces, is that this Queen of Pentacles is centering your whole month. And obviously, she is the card of stability, right? She's an important card. This is an important card, along with that Three of Pentacles card, right? It is a very good indicator of goals being attained. She is very generous, very caring, very successful, very stable. It does indicate success. And, you know, it could be any earth sign. You could have earth highly aspected in your chart, but don't get hung up on the astrology here. I like the essence of the Queen of Pentacles. She is stable, and all the things that it seems you are worried about, mid-month you start to see that perhaps... Yeah, because here's the Three of Pentacles. You start to see perhaps you were overthinking this, right? You do have the Three of Pentacles. This Queen of Pentacles gives birth to the Three of Pentacles, which is overseeing your whole month, right? This is what we talked about. It's success, collaboration, perhaps some help. But you are feeling better mid-month. You start the month off not feeling so good, though. It's definitely obvious here. So let's move to your end of month here. I like the way this is unfolding, but you are in your head a lot here, Pisces, for sure. This is a card of a lot of, I don't want to say delusional, it's fears. It seems like you have some fears around money, fears around love. There's some deep-seated fears here. You do have here at the end of the month, the Eight of Wands in reverse. This could indicate impatience, right? Feeling a little bit overwhelmed, perhaps frustration with the speed of something. Something's not happening as quick, right? Or this may be advice to slow down. You may have jumped on a wave mid-month because something really good happened, and the advice here might be to slow it down a little bit. You do have the Seven of Wands, which is, you know, it's resilience. Obviously, it is determination. Could be competition, but it is, you know, definitely determination to keep going. But I do think this Eight of Wands in reverse might be advice. You do have here, the last card of the month is Temperance, which is obviously the card of Sagittarius here. By the way, the Empress here is Taurus, Libra, or Aries, depending on who you listen to. You do have here Temperance, right? The card of healing, but it is coming in sideways. When my cards come in sideways, it's a choice. So at the end of the month, you're going to be faced with a choice. How do I deal with this, right? How do I deal with this slow-moving thing? How do I deal with certain things that are going on around me, right? Temperance, you can have patience, right? Or you can be impatient. You could seek moderation, or you can seek excess. You can be the alchemist, or you can choose alchemy, or you can choose reactivity, right? I mean, it's obvious what you should choose, right? Nobody wants to be the Temperance reversed. We want to be the Temperance right side up, alchemizing something, healing. But you're going to be faced with a choice on how you view something here at the end of the month. Is it moving at the speed you would like it to move? Probably not. Is it still moving? Yes, it is. Mid-month, you have some really good news. Don't blow it by pushing it and, you know, trying to force it into a different speed, okay? We'll go back and clarify that, but let's look at your warnings here. You do have a warning about taking too much speed. And wouldn't you know it, you have the Eight of Wands again, right? And you also have, you know, the Nine of Swords in reverse, right? This could be keeping anxiety inside. You might be very anxious. You might be very anxious. You might be very depressed. You might be dealing with old wounds. You might be keeping everything very close to the chest and inside. There's a warning here not to do that. When we do that, we tend to explode after a while. Let's look at your blessings. And yeah, you're going to be walking away from something. And I really think it's a certain aspect of yourself. I think you're going to be leaving a certain unwanted aspect or an aspect of yourself that no longer serves you. You're walking away from it, right? By the light of the moon there, you're walking away from it. You're no longer going to be by yourself. I think you are seeking help here, all right? Whether this has to do with work, your love life, your finances, there is some help. The Three of Pentacles came out twice. There is definitely collaboration. There is definitely help. This in reverse, especially in your blessings column, means you are no longer alone. And here we go. We have the Wheel of Fortune, always turning, always turning. So it's the card of change. You are going to change. This is going, but it's changing the right things so you can keep moving forward. There is someone here, though, Pisces, that you're not letting go of. And you're either not letting go of them in thought or you're not letting go of them, period. But there is a love situation here on the table for sure. And it's probably, for many of you, it's separate from all this other stuff. But you're not letting go of this. There is something you're holding on to really strongly here. Let's clarify some of this stuff. Show me the beginning of the month. Ooh, came out right away. It says time to get out of a situation. This situation simply may be a way of thinking. It may be a situation you're in by yourself. It is time for change. That pale does represent change. Show me mid-month here. Show me mid-month for Pisces. You have an announcement. And remember when I said there's something happening here? That you have the Queen of Pentacles. You're at a crossroads. You have the Three of Pentacles again. There is something happening here mid-month, and I do think it's something very exciting and very happy. It's a good thing. It is a positive thing. Show me the end of the month here with this Temperance card, please. Show me the end of the month here. It does say February. And what's interesting about February? Can you tell me? Let me put this over here. What's interesting about February is that February is one of the months of Aquarius. You could be dealing with an Aquarian, for sure. You could be dealing with someone with Aquarius highly aspected in their chart. You could be, something could have happened in February in regards to this. I'm not feeling that particularly strong, but there is something to do with Aquarius in February, for sure, for sure. Let's look at the other half of this deck here. And we'll do your, show me the warnings here. You have this, it says great passion, and it did come in reverse. It's definitely in reverse. So there may be something, passion can mean many, many things, for sure. And at the very least, it is a will to move forward with something, right? I do think that you are being guided to sort of slow down. And just if you remember nothing from this reading, at the end of the month, when you feel like speeding up, when you're feeling impatient, when you're saying, I want you to exhale and remember my words and just slow down. And if you walk away with just that, your next month is going to be all set up for success. Okay? You have here bread, a period. This is in your blessings, a period of prosperity and abundance. What did I just say? Your next month will be fine. You are okay. I think a lot of the turmoil you're seeing here on the table is in your head. It is definitely in your head. Let's peek into next month just a little bit. You do have the moon here in reverse, which is nice because this is sort of like the sun shining, right? It's something being illuminated to you. You coming out of a period of confusion. The moon can be represented by Pisces. I believe it's Cancer, but no matter what you believe, if you do believe it's Pisces, then that could be more of a confirmation for you. But literally right under it, you're going to cease to juggle something, to go back and forth with something. And right next to it, to drive this point home, you do have the sun, right? just like in tarot, that is a nice, bright, happy card. It is masculine in nature. It represents the divine masculine within all of us. But more than that, right next to the moon in reverse, there is something that's going to be illuminated to you as you move from August to September. And you may be trying to birth something here into existence with these Three of Pentacles cards. It is you pregnant, and male or female, you could be carrying a seed of something that will definitely blossom into something beautiful. I mean, there is collaboration here on the table for a reason. There is something coming forth from you that's going to be birthed into existence. You do have the Bone Collector. This is actually my favorite card of this deck. And I have no particular reason for it. I just really love this card. If you look at this card, it's the Bone Collector, right? And this card basically tells us to remain present, right? Do not react out of past conditioning or old wounds. You have what you believe you lack, simply put, right? You have Oya as you're peeking into next month here. And Oya is a West African Orisha, right? Goddess of weather, element of air. Just like this Aquarius card. You must let me know. Please let me know how this corresponds. You do have Morning Dew Girl as you're moving into September. And this is a card that tells us to face our fears, right? And to be self-aware. To be very self-aware and present at all times. You have fire sign here. It says Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You may be fire latent in your chart. You may have a fire sign in your life that is somehow important or will be important. But it could seriously be something in your chart, right? You have here Libra, and this is more air. You know, air is very, very heavy in this reading. Very, very heavy. So this is as you're moving into September, right? And the sun enters Libra on September 22nd. And on that day, basically people may tend to people please. You may be a people pleaser, right? But, you know, think about yourself. Think about your self-care. Don't be a yes man. Honestly, don't be a yes man. And another thing that's going on with Libra is that Mercury is entering Libra as well, right? And that tells us not to delay important decisions. Don't procrastinate. Don't put things off. In September 30th, the last thing I'll say is that the sun in Libra conjunct Mercury in Libra, right? And it is a great day to get noticed. So if you're going on an interview, if you want to get noticed on a dating app, I mean, anything where you need attention, that is a great day for you, for sure. Let's see what else we have here. Wow, this says be present too. Both of these cards are telling us to be present. Right? Being present, being self-aware is going to be an important aspect for you. You do have fame and fortune, and with that September 30th energy, it looks like you may be brought into the limelight. I mean, I'm not saying everybody that's listening to this is going to be famous, but you could be noticed. There is something that's going on in September that will get you noticed if you use the right energy. It says you're being called to be diplomatic, right? It says peacemaker. So you may be a peacemaker. You may be that type of person. You're going to be called upon in early September or during that transition between August and September to be a peacemaker in some way. You have, as we're dipping into this a little bit, you are going to be moving into a really nice energy here with the Ace of Cups. This could be obviously in regards to love, or it just could be in regards to peace. You see that dove of peace on the card, right? Peace. And here you go. You have Pisces here. In its most beautiful form, you're going to be moving into a power position next month as far as, you know, being present, being, you know, maybe you needed a reminder, but between the sun and this card, and this card. And being in the Pisces power position, I think that you're going to be moving into a really good time for yourself. You have here your past. Maybe you are looking at your past and trying to figure out if there was a something that happened in your past that's affecting you now. I mean, listen, we could all say that, but there's something that you're being called upon to look at. You are going to be celebrating something here. I like that for you with the Three of Cups. You're going to put an end to some sort of dogma, and this might be something from your family, Pisces. You may have inherited, you know, we all inherit some sort of trauma, right, from our family in one way or another. I think you're releasing something, and I do think you're moving forward here. And here's that fire energy. Maybe it's you moving into the future here with some fire energy, for sure. It looks like, and that's a very, with the sun, a very aggressive, assertive energy. And you may, you know, look back and say, yeah, I'm upset about those spilt cups, but I think you are looking behind you and seeing the good, what's left. You're no longer, wow, look, you're no longer doing this. You're no longer having to juggle, balance, people please, try to weigh your word. Like you're not doing that. You're moving, wow, look, the sun. You're moving into the energy of the sun, and you are learning to wait. You are learning to be patient. There is something that's going to try your patience here at the end of the month, but I do think that as we move through things, you're going to feel better and you're going to understand. You may be a little distracted, but I think you're going to move from distraction or being a little on the stubborn side. And here's your Ace of Cups again. The Ace of Cups have come out twice. You're moving into a really good time here. Look, you have the Ten of Cups. Beautiful energy. You do have the Two of Cups, and there is that love situation that you are holding on to, man. You're either holding on to it actually, or you're holding on to it in your heart, right? With that Kundalini energy, you're holding on to something. You are moving into a more stable time, for sure, Pisces. And here's your movement. Here's your movement. You do get your movement next month. You do. I think that there is an inner voice that you are going to shut up. You're going to shut that person up. And listen, we all have inner voices that are good and bad, right? We have our intuition, which is positive, and we have that other little voice that tells us you're not good enough. You don't have what it takes. You know, you're this, you're that. You know, I do think that there is going to be an inner voice you quell, and you're going to be removing a lot of chaotic energy from your life. I really love this reading. It's very, 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 I want to say it's very sweet. It's very sweet. Very sweet. Let's pull a couple of these cards here for Pisces. Give me two for Pisces. Give me two for Pisces. Okay, Pisces, you have the card of balance. And you know Libra is the scales in tarot, right? See the scales? Yeah, you are balancing something. You are balancing something. Perhaps something wasn't balanced correctly, but you're balancing it. Look at this. The sun again. Where is that? Where is it? I know it was here. Wait. Ah. There is no way. There is no way. You're moving into such a beautiful time here, Pisces. There's omen after omen after omen. Let me pull one more card for you here. Give me one for Pisces, please. You have rain, and it says fecundity. The rain is washing you clean. The rain is washing you clean. Water element. There is the moon here, and the moon, it does say darkness. There's something going on here that's going to be illuminated to you. I think there's obviously many things going on here. You have that love that kind of won't you won't let go of in one way or another. You're holding on to, and some part of you is holding on to that. You have all this beautiful sunshine coming in. You have this financial matters that I do think are going to be very positive for you, but not right away. I think that as you hit mid-month, you're going to hit your stride. You're going to get noticed, but there is something going on inside you that you are also going to face, right? You're going to face something that you have perhaps not wanted to look at. You didn't want to see, don't want to deal with. Maybe it's something from your childhood. You didn't think it was important. Maybe you do think it's important, but you didn't know how. I don't know. There is something that you're going to be dealing with. It's going to be a month of a lot of growth for you, for sure, for sure. I'm being called to choose one more card here, and I'm going to choose this. For Pisces, please. Bobcat Spirit, life is a mystery. I do think you're going to solve somewhat of a mystery this month on many levels. By the time, I would say, mid-September comes, you're going to be in a whole different space. I think you're going to learn something about yourself. I think you're going to level up as far as your finances. And as far as that love situation, you're not letting go of it. So let's see what comes of that next month, okay? I wish you all the luck. Namaste.